Welcome to the Eric T Conversation. I'm Eric T. Well, today we're not going to have a observation. We're going to do a little bit more of a conversation today because of all the cool, interesting stuff that's going on in the news. California, newsflash, still on fire. Keep praying for California, guys, because it doesn't seem to be getting any better. So, interesting thing, though, we're not really talking about the drones anymore, or are we talking about the Cybertruck boom guy? So, that's interesting how those things just kind of like, poof, disappear from our eyes and our ears and no longer on social media. And there's a cool story about the Dior bags that I have to go over, and we're going to do a video on that in a couple of days. So stay tuned for that one. Well, today we had another Senate hearing with Pam Bondi today for our Attorney General. Yesterday we had Pete Hegseth on there for the Defense Secretary. Very interesting about Pete. So they went after him hard, as they normally do on these Senate hearings. I mean, if you remember from the 80s, Clarence Thomas, when he was getting ran through the coals, it's awful. I mean, they go after you big time. And it depends on what party's, in charge, they go after you even harder. So here's the thing about Pete. Everything he's just a Fox News analyst, morning show host. But he's more than that. The guy is extremely articulate. He went to Harvard. He went to Yale. Very smart. He was a National Guard, infantry officer. I was an infantry officer. I got a little place in my heart for him as well. He's a high-speed guy. He's really big on the war fighter. And, when I went to the military, there was a lot of that still going on. And, towards the end of it, they started transitioning, not being so badass as we were. It's good to see someone like that want to make that part of the military a priority. His big thing is he doesn't want women in combat. I, for one, agree 100%. We don't need women in combat. There's a lot of roles women can fill in the military, in supporting roles, but they don't need to be in combat. The reason why they changed that is because a lot of women that were over in Afghanistan, Iraq, they had jobs like, truck drivers or, whatever. And they were transporting people, and they got hit with IEDs, and they started getting into combat just because you didn't really know who the enemy was. There was no front line. It was just basically you're out there and shit can happen. So they started to let women into combat because they were kind of doing combat role. And then they thought it was a good thing, and it's the whole DEI stuff. And then now they allowed women to join the infantry. They go to Ranger School. They can go to selection. And we got to get rid of all that. And he's absolutely 100% right on that. Now, I served with some fantastic high-speed ladies when I was in the Army. High speed. And I would go to combat with them right now if I had to. But they don't need to be there. Okay? And there's a lot of reasons why. I mean, you got buddies that get hit, you get hit, your buddy gets hit over here, the female gets hit over here. There's going to be triage, right? And 9 times out of 10, the guy's going to attend to the female that's there. Also, the loads and stuff that we have to do in combat are extremely heavy. You ever carry a 240 Bravo? That's kind of heavy. You got a full rock, that could be 50, 60 pounds. God forbid you got to carry a radio. There's all kinds of equipment we take into battle. And people don't understand the infantry is the leader of the fight. That's who we are. Every unit in the military, from airplanes to tanks and everything like that, supports the infantry. You can drop all the bombs you want on a place, but the people that got to go in there are the infantry. So everybody from the paper pushers to the PR people to the supply guys, they're all supporting the infantry. So the infantry needs to be as high speed and lethal as possible. And Pete used that a lot, lethality. We used to be war fighters. We used to, that's in our creed. The Air Force motto is fly and fight. That's their job. That's your mission. That's it. It's to fight. And when you have a unit that has to lower the standards to fulfill some of those roles because you want to make it equal for everybody, you're not putting out the best possible person you could put out to defend this country. So I agree with him on that. So he got a lot of flack for that, for saying those things. They went after him about it. You don't want women in combat, mothers not to be in combat. Yeah, there's a reason why we don't want mothers in combat. Okay, there's a reason why for that. And if you got a mom, do you want your mom on the front lines, mowing down troops? No, you want your mom as protected as possible so she can focus on her job there and hopefully get back to her children, because moms are very important, right? So I agree with all of that he said. There are a couple of things they dinged him on, where they're going after him about, he's drinking and having drinks when he went to work or something like that. And then, there was another senator that called out the Democrat senator saying that, hey, man, none of you came in here to vote drunk ever. Now, I know a lot of politicians, okay? Years ago, I used to deal with a lot of people in the Florida House. And I will tell you right now, these dudes drank. And sometimes they had to go in and vote at night. And they went in, they voted, and they were drunk. So when they go after somebody about drinking or having, everybody likes to have a couple cocktails once in a while. And they try to ding him on that. Then they try to ding him on, he allegedly had an affair with somebody. Him and his wife worked it out. He got like 7 kids. Him and his wife worked it out. And when it comes to those things, that's personal. That's none of anybody else's business what him and his wife went through or what they had to go through and what they fixed their marriage and they worked it out, whatever it may be. That doesn't disqualify you from being Secretary of Defense. All the people that have been Secretary of Defense, they're not all have been generals. Not all of them. And a lot of them, when they get to that level of 4-star general, they're not really in combat roles very often. There's a bunch more generals than we used to have in like World War II. We probably got, 5 times as many generals as we had, 4-star generals as we had in World War II. And we won that war, right? Now we got a bunch of politicians that are 4-star generals with a whole bunch of ribbons on their chest, look like a fruit salad. So the qualifications that they're going after him about, I think it's nonsense. He went to Harvard, went to Yale, highly educated. The guy was a major in the infantry. I think he's qualified to do the job. We've actually had some Secretary of Defense that were never in the military. Never. And that they were congressmen at one time. And then they just were in Washington, D.C. for such a long period of time that was the next evolution of their career to be Secretary of Defense. So he answered a lot of questions. He got browbeaten really well, and he handled himself like a professional. I believe he's going to get sworn in as our Secretary of Defense. He's going to get confirmed by the Senate. And then this stuff's going to be off and running on day one. And that's very important. Now, Pam Bondi, she was our Florida Attorney General for several years. I met her like 14 years ago when she was running for Attorney General for the state of Florida. Gosh, 14 years ago. I got a picture. I'll post it again. And she looks exactly the same. She hasn't aged a bit. And they were going after her too, saying, are you going to put in jail, some politicians? Are you going to go after Liz Cheney? And like everybody else says, if you broke the law, they should go after you. And that's who she's going to go after. People that broke the law. So if you're a politician or you're, Liz Cheney and you hid evidence on January 6th and you coerced a witness, which is illegal to do, maybe we should start looking at you and prosecute you and put you in jail. But the question they're asking are they're surely scared of the people that Trump has picked for his cabinet. He didn't pick people who are hanging out Washington, D.C. clubs, going out to the bars. He's not picking people who were heavily into the lobbyist segment of the government. He's picking people who will go to war for that guy and who will do the right thing and that love our country. That's who you want. You want people that actually love our country, love the flag, and all the things that it stands for. And those are the best people for the job. Not somebody that's been in bureaucracy for 35 years and he's done so many favors for people that this is his opportunity to get the job of a lifetime. Okay, so hopefully she'll get confirmed too. I think she's just skating right in. She's moonwalking into that job because she was outstanding. She's hard as nails. She, went after these senators like a bulldog, and she's going to fix our Justice Department very quickly. So she's an absolute perfect person for the job as well. So these last 2 Senate hearings told you a lot, if you paid attention to any of it, what the Democrats are really trying to go for. They're not really having any substance of going after someone. They try to attack their character. And who gives a rat's ass about somebody had something going on in their past or they did this? Who cares, man? Who cares? John F. Kennedy Jr. was no saint. He was banging broads left and right. LBJ was banging broads left and right in the White House. Clinton was doing all kinds of stuff. Everybody has got a past. And some of these guys have a future when they get in there. They still screw around. So I think these two are perfect. I can't wait to see the rest of the Senate hearings. I can't wait till Kash Patel gets in there because that guy's going to light them up. They're afraid of that guy. He's got all the receipts too. So I look forward to Kash Patel when he gets in front of the Senate for his hearings. So hopefully these two will get passed. I believe they will 100%. So let's look forward to that and pray things get a little bit better for our country real quick. We got what? 5 more days? 5 more days? It's awesome. So another big news, crypto. I am celebrating XRP, baby. Get this thing on straight. XRP hit $3 today, and right now it is at $3.10 as of right now. So it just broke through $3 and it's going to the moon. It's going to hit the all-time high of 370 something, I think, something like that. Hopefully it's going to break through the all-time high. So here's some interesting things about cryptocurrencies. So like I said, I'm not a crypto expert, but I've been in the space 7 years now, so I know quite a bit. I don't do charts and graphs and all that, but this is information really for my friends or people who really don't know anything about crypto. So if you're a crypto mogul or guru and read the charts, whatever, this isn't for you. So anyway, so XRP broke through $3 today. It's the best performing cryptocurrency the past year. It's even doing better than Bitcoin. Look it up. It is. And this is an actual asset that's going to be utilized to exchange currencies across borders. Okay, bank to bank, country to country. So Trump is extremely pro on crypto. He said it. He keeps saying it. Last week, I talked about another podcast. He has a picture with him, Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, and Stuart Alderati, who is the chief legal counsel that's fighting the corporate battle with the SEC against Ripple. Trump is going to be signing executive orders probably on day one that have to do with cryptocurrency. Now, what it is, we don't know. But it's definitely going to be good for the crypto space because I think he really understands it. I think Trump wants it, and he knows it's money moving at the speed of light. And banks moving money at the speed of light, it's good for banks because now they can turn that money around very quickly and invest it and do whatever. You save a half a second off of information that you get into the stock exchange, it's life-changing. It's millions of dollars that you could turn around very quickly. So cryptocurrency regulation is going to be coming probably within the first 90 days. Trump is going to be signing executive orders. He's going to have a couple of crypto people with him at the inauguration that he's invited. So we look forward to seeing who's that going to be, right? I'm guessing probably Brad Garlinghouse, maybe Brian Armstrong from Coinbase, some of these big heavy hitters that are in the crypto industry, and watch crypto to go to the moon. So if you're not investing in crypto, I highly recommend you do it. There are a lot of cryptos that I recommend, XRP, XLM, XDC, Quant, Algorand, HBAR, and then a couple of others. And these are utility type of currencies. They're going to be currencies. So they're tokens, but they're going to be utilized for payments. So do your due diligence and invest in cryptos that they have utility that are going to be utilized for some type of technology. All right. Because remember, this is software that you're buying. You're buying software and you're investing in it just as much as you were buying or investing into Google. That's what cryptocurrencies are. So look for ones that have utility because those are the ones that are going to have the biggest return when crypto starts going crazy. And it's going crazy. You are not too early. You're not too late to get into crypto. You're not. You're going to be too late if you keep waiting. But some of these are 50 cents, 60 cents. They're like penny stocks. You could have bought XRP 3 months ago for 52 cents. I was telling my friends to get in it when it was 38. I have been invested in XRP for 5 years now. So I got a nice little bag. Hopefully, I don't have to do this anymore and I could just kind of chill out and be on some boat somewhere, just traveling around the world. So this is going to be money that's going to change your life if you invest properly and you get in early enough that you can reap the benefits. A lot of people would have bought into Bitcoin a long time ago if they knew it was going to go to 106,000 like it did a couple of weeks ago. So don't sit on the sidelines. Look into it. Do your own research. This is not financial advice. I'm just telling you what I do and get into cryptocurrencies because you're going to regret it. You will regret not getting into cryptocurrencies now. $3 XRP is still pretty cheap. Okay. So you don't have to buy a whole bag. You can buy a few and just keep it and hold on to it and don't sell it because it's not like stock. It's very volatile. Anyway, that's my conversation today. Hope you enjoyed it. Like us, subscribe, click on us, follow us on YouTube and all these other platforms because apparently TikTok going to be shutting down in 4 days. And join us next time for a little chit chat, some observation, and some good old fashioned conversation. Thanks.